for. Good morning, Christine Bernard.
Good morning, Don. How are you this morning?
Oh, I'm fired up. I had my cup of coffee. I think I put too much caffeine in it. Too much. I grind some beans. It was like a double, triple espresso because I'm on fire today. I'm ready to.
You sound like it.
I don't run anymore, but I can walk real fast right now. I'll tell you that.
That's good. Well, thank you for having me on the show this morning. I wanted to clear up a few questions that I've been asked recently about advance directives. Advance directives and power of attorneys are the same thing. A medical advance directive is something that you create in advance that gives your wishes of how you want to be cared for in the case that you are unable to speak. In case you get well and something happens, then the advance directive would go away. The same with a financial directive. You designate someone that you truly trust to handle your financial affairs in the case that you're unable to handle those affairs. They only last until you can take it back over, or in the case that you can't take it back over, they stay indefinitely until you pass.
Mm-hmm. That's okay. So, when you go to the hospital, one of the questions they ask you, do you have an advance directive? And I'm glad you broke that down to explain people. It gives you power of attorney, power to sign and to explain that a little further, because that can get confused with a power of attorney a little bit.
Yeah, an advance directive, also known as a medical durable power of attorney. Mm-hmm. It asks you a bunch of questions. For instance, do you want a do not resuscitate? Do you want to be on life support? How long do you want to be on life support? What are your wishes in case you are unable to speak at the time that you're brought into the hospital? These documents are normally provided to your medical providers prior, like right now, while you're healthy, so that in the case that the paramedic or you have to be admitted to the hospital, the doctor, when they call your doctor already knows your wishes. It's already in your chart. They can speak for you and say, we need to call this person because this person is on their advance directive and or power of attorney and can authorize these decisions that the patient has already put in place.
Well, that is definitely valuable information. And the thing about having an advance directive or a POA, power of attorney, we need to let the individuals know what our wishes are and have that conversation with them. I think that there's a lot of miscommunication. Even when a person goes out and get a life insurance policy, they don't tell the people they're the beneficiary. People are lost when that time comes, and it comes for all of us. You on previous shows, you said people should have a list of things in order. This is the house payment. This is the mortgage, and the car payment. This is the company I pay my car payment to, my insurance. A list of items, itemize everything, all your business down on one sheet of paper.
Yeah, what I do is when I prepare a will for someone, it is the last sheet, and it's an information sheet. It gives the account numbers. It doesn't like the last four of the account numbers, if you're uncomfortable with that. But it tells where the car payment goes. It tells what your account numbers are for your utilities. Well, who holds your life insurance policy, how to contact that person, your mortgage, who's your mortgage holder, the account number. I include that in all of my documents so that the person who is the executor of the will it will be easy for them to take over and get your business in order and not have to tear up your house trying to find everything.
Yes, that happens far too often in a lot of populations. People go in the house and just tear it apart to just to find the important documents. And unfortunately, we have these holidays. We're watching football, we're eating, and we're not talking about personal business, especially when family members get together. This is a great opportunity, like just last week. And I encourage family members to sit down and have a conversation before you eat. have a conversation with your family members. Have a family business meeting to find out who has life insurance, who find out what the business is of the family. Because having a family, and when that time comes, and it comes for all of us, I hate to see families fall apart because you lose a significant loved one in one's family. It happens all the time.
And there may be a policy that, for instance, a lot of employers insure their employees up to a certain amount of money, and there is a beneficiary generally on that policy. But if you don't tell the person who's the beneficiary, they won't know to go to the employer, and that might help put you away if you don't have a burial policy.
Right, it could. And, and unfortunately, when that does happen, and it has happened, and I've talked to people, over my many, many years of writing life insurance and other insurance products, when they have to go through HR. They have to have a death certificate. It's a process. Yeah. And sometimes that process, going through your employer for life insurance, it takes many months before they may or may not pay out, depending on, the exclusions within the policy.
And then what happens to you while you and your family, while you're waiting for that to happen?
Oh, you're stressed out to the max. You're stressed out.
Yeah.
You have your loved one's remains at the funeral home. They're charging you a daily fee. Some of these funeral homes do charge a daily fee. And I've talked to Andre over at the Serenity Funeral Home, and he told me there are companies out there that charge a daily fee because sometimes I don't know why it's taking so long to bury folks these days, but we're looking at anything from three weeks to a month before a loved one is put to rest.
Yeah.
And what you do, Christine, is help family members ease the process with the information that you're providing today, with the power of attorney, with the directive. I mean, the list, and also I want you to talk about also in lieu of death or putting an individual on the deed of their property.
Oh, yeah, sure. There is a way to keep your property from going into probate, and there are two ways that we can do it. One is called a right of survivorship. Mm-hmm. And you just add someone else, one of your children or two of your children or your husband or your wife to your policy. And whoever dies first or whatever, the home remains in the other person's name. It's automatically transferred to them once you present a death certificate to the county recorder. The person who's deceased name comes off and the house goes into your name. The other way to prevent that from happening, if you don't have anyone to leave your home to, is called a deed upon death. We draft that document up right now while you're alive and alert and well. And if you want to leave that home to, for instance, a church or a friend or another family who is not your child, you designate that right now. That document is filed with the county recorder's office. And upon your passing, that property transfers to that person or that organization.
Right. And and I know some people have the mindset, well, I'm going, I don't care. And they should care because you do leave loved ones in a financial bind. One of the main reasons for bankruptcies today is loss of a loved one, a significant loved one in the household. And a lot of these, bankruptcies or loss of properties can be avoided by simply taking the first step. And don't wait to the first of the year. How can they contact you today?
They can reach me at 702-430-2240. That's 702-430-2240. And you can also find the other services that I provide, such as mobile notary, on my website, which is www.everything-legal.com.
Another quick question while I have you here. Now, in the state of Nevada, if you receive a speeding ticket and you haven't paid for it yet or made arrangements with the courts to make payments to pay for the speeding ticket, now, in most cases, you can get it reduced down to a parking ticket.
Absolutely. Just give me a call at the number that I provided, and I will put you in touch with the person that handles those tickets to get them reduced for you.
And the reason why
prior to you paying them.
Right, prior to paying. And the reason why you want to get a speeding ticket reduced down to a parking ticket, because when we run your insurance household summary, when your car insurance renews, we see that speeding ticket on your driving record, your rates will adjust. They will go up. Another question for you I have for you, Christine. This came up over the weekend. If a person is in an at-fault car accident and they are cited for that at-fault car accident, is there any possibility of getting that reduced down to possibility or lower fine? Or I don't know how that works.
That would be something that I would put them in touch with the attorney that handles all of the automobile tickets and traffic, and I'm sure that she could answer that question right away.
Oh, okay.
We have someone that does specifically that.
Right, because that was brought up over the weekend. If she was at a at-fault accident, and I referred her to you because I didn't know the answer to that, because she get it reduced down to a parking ticket at an at-fault accident. I hope she contacted you to answer that question.
It may not be reduced to a parking ticket, but it may be reduced to something lower than points that would go on her insurance.
I see.
So I hope I hear from her.
Okay.
I can put her in the right direction.
Well, the points, I think it was just a total of 14 points and 14, and then and sometimes you may not need to get your points. Go to traffic school or whatever you need to do to keep those 14 points. Christine, thank you so much for calling in today and giving us this valuable information. How was your weekend for Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was very restful, wonderful. How about yours?
Oh, it was fine. Very restful. Watched a lot of football, relaxed, and enjoyed the beautiful day we had. It was a nice weekend.
Okay.
The weather was
beautiful.
Yes, it was. I hope it continues. Thank you so much. Give me your contact information one more time.
It's 702-430-2240. Thank you so much, Don. Have a pleasant day.
Same to you. Take care. Christine Bernard, team member of Your Insurance Connection. She is a paralegal. She's not an attorney, and she can help you through the process of starting your will, your trust, and all the valuable information she provided you. Contact her. She's also a notary too. She didn't mention that, but she is a traveling notary. If you need, items notarized, she can help you with that as well. My name is Don Marquez. This is Your Insurance Connection. My contact number is 702-236-2624. 70